The future of Mohammed Shami. Well, he's been looked at as a pivotal force in this Indian bowling lineup. You've got the all-important BGT, an instrumental role that Mohammed Shami played in last year's World Cup, albeit it didn't end in a World Cup trophy for India. But Mohammed Shami is key to India's plans in a very crucial year. You're looking at the Champions Trophy. Prior to that, it's the BGT, and then there is a World Test Championship final as well next year. So Mohammed Shami has a big role to play as far as India's bowling unit is concerned. But as you know, he's not been available since the end of the World Cup. It was a left Achilles heel injury that he suffered. It then compounded to a knee issue as well that he faced. He's been with the NCA, and now Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, has given news which will not sound good to Indian cricket fans for Mohammed Shami, because he has suffered yet another setback. He's not been named in the three-match squad that's been named by the India by the BCCI, the three-match test series coming up against New Zealand. Mohammed Shami is not part of that. But what exactly has gone wrong with Mohammed Shami in his rehab? Let's tell you about that. Let's go forward and tell you that little insight that we have now from the Indian captain. He said that, to be honest, it is difficult to take a call on Mohammed Shami as far as the Australia series or the BGT is concerned. He has a setback and there's a swelling in his knees that has put him back a little bit. We do not want to bring an undercooked Shami to Australia. Now, let me just take a step back here and tell you what this means. And why is it that you saw all these reserves being named by the Indian team as well, when or by the BCCI for the upcoming tour? Remember, there's a Mayank Yadav who's been named. There's a Nitish Reddy who's been named. There's a Prasidh Krishna as well, whose name was then brought forward. You know there'll be a Bumrah and a Siraj two in this team. Now, what we've been given to understand by Rohit Sharma is that even though if Shami is not available, the planning going forward will be to have a good bench strength. A bench strength of 8-9 bowlers is what India want. They don't want 4-5 anymore. They want 8-9 bowlers to be there as far as their bowling reserves are concerned. And this is the idea. This is why you had so many of these names that were brought up in that squad for the New Zealand series. Mohammed Shami remains tentative. Mohammed Shami, you don't know if he'll be available for the all-important Australia series. And that's why, if you were wondering why so many fast bowlers have been named, not only are you looking for a replacement for Mohammed Shami, but the idea also is to have a pool of 8-9 players. And Rohit Sharma tried backing that up by saying we have the same philosophy for batters. We've got 8-9 batters, as bench reserves. Why not the same for bowlers? In fact, interesting that these comments came just 24 hours after Gautam Gambhir said that this is the era of bowlers. Bowlers must be getting their due as well. And it does look like this Indian team going forward is planning a lot around bowlers. Bowlers win you matches. That's the philosophy they are going with right now. But what is it that Team India have in mind for Mohammed Shami? I told you that he's already at the NCA, but what exactly is happening? What is the treatment looking like? And when can we expect him back? Let's give you a little insight on that, as was shared by Rohit Sharma. Well, he said that the physios, the trainers, the doctors have set a roadmap for him for his recovery. He's supposed to play a couple of games before he plays international cricket. Now, I'll just take a pause over there in case you were wondering that Mohammed Shami will straight away be para-trooped into the BGT. That's not going to happen. The roadmap for him is such that he will be playing a couple of matches prior to playing international cricket. So in all of this, if there's anything that happens between the third match of the series against New Zealand and the BGT, again, there's not going to be a lot of time between that, because 1st of November is when the third test match starts. 22nd of November is when the first test match against Australia will start. So this just doesn't give you a lot of time. And in all of this, what's happening? Well, there will be the Ranji Trophy that will happen. But will that be enough? Will things align in a way that Mohammed Shami is able to prove his fitness in that duration is something we will have to wait and see. But if you were thinking that he will be straight away paratrooped after nearly 11 months of being on the sidelines, that ain't happening. He will have to go prove his fitness. That's how big an injury setback it's been for Mohammed Shami, and that is what he says. He says, Rohit Sharma, that we will see where he is after the New Zealand series, which, like I said, the last test match starts on the 1st of November, ends on the 4th of November, and around that time, maybe you will then see a call being taken on Mohammad Shami, because all you get is about 10 days, 12 days, because remember, India have a match to play against Australia before the start of the series. There is going to be a warm-up match that the Indian team has to play. They would want to be there in time to acclimatize as well. So it's very, very tough. If you ask me, it looks very tough that Mohammad Shami takes part in that first test match. Does he make it to the squad? Also, there's question marks around that as well. But before I leave you, some of the other comments from Rohit Sharma. He said that right now he's at the NCA, obviously talking about Mohammad Shami. He's working with the physios, the doctors at the NCA. We're keeping our fingers crossed. We want him to be fit. We don't want to take an undercooked Mohammad Shami to Australia, and we want him to be 100% fit. Those are the thoughts of Rohit Sharma. He's given us an insight as to where things are with Mohammad Shami, setback after setback. In fact, there were reports that had circulated not too long back that you could perhaps have Mohammad Shami fit for the New Zealand series. It didn't firstly happen that way, but now we know why exactly is it that he missed that deadline or failed to be fit for the New Zealand series as well. It's a swelling in the knees that has compounded things for him, that has elongated this whole rehab, and a close eye being kept on him going forward.